Hello, sexy souls. Welcome. This is Water Woman Sacred Hado. In the spirit and energy of the new moon, we will be seeking information and messages from spirit regarding the momentum and drive you're experiencing right now and what's behind that. Okay? Like, what is your momentum and drive? What's driving you? What's giving you momentum? There we go. We'll get it out. Just as a reminder, I do utilize tarot as a tool to assist in exploring the energies. However, much of what comes through is also channeled from spirit. Please be mindful that due to the general nature of this reading, messages may or may not resonate. Please do not Cinderella this shit to try and make it fit. If this message is not for you, feel free to check out the other readings provided on this channel. Alrighty. So really just want to delve into and find out what is driving you. We're going to use Starman Tarot today. Yay. All right, give me just a second while I shuffle. And again, we are focusing on what has the momentum and drive, the energies around what's giving you momentum and drive, and what is your momentum and drive going towards, like what's driving you at this time. Yep. Okay. So we're going to, again, anybody who's not aware, people who are familiar with my readings know I don't really do spreads. I just let the cards give me any kind of message they want to give me. And, but I do kind of have like little things that happen with my reading. So if I have like two cards, if I have an even number amount of cards on each side of a center card, then that center card becomes the overarching energy. And the Three of Cups in this deck, or even right now in this reading, is coming through as like stepping out. I keep hearing stepping out. And this came through on one of my other readings today as well. And I think it had something to do with whatever your next move was. So this piece of stepping out is really about, but this is like a different stepping out. I'm getting a different step out with this. The other one was really more or less like being in hermit mode and really trying to kind of step out of that. You know, and it's like not really wanting to invite other energies into your life at this point, or what it is that you're trying to manifest, because there's a fear around, you know, things, other energies bringing in negativity and messing things up for you, right? This is not what I'm getting with this one. This type of stepping out is stepping out of the traditional, stepping out of conformity, stepping out of programming, really, you know, expectations. The reason I say that is because we have the Hierophant mixed with the Three of Swords here, which is really about breaking free and breaking out of the patterns of of institutionalized expectations is what I'm getting with the Hierophant. You know, the way the structures, the way that things have been set up, the way that things have always been done, so to speak, you know, like, this is separating from it. This is, hold on, they're showing me. Because it doesn't reflect what's right and true for you. See, the Hierophant is really all about projecting out to the world or manifesting within your life, like setting your life up to reflect what you truly believe internally, what your truth is. That's the reason why we got out of the hand the projection right here of these figures. But, and that's really what the intent behind a lot of the world's religions is, because they were trying to bring structure to their physical existence that reflected what was going on internally. Well, what has been perpetuated and what has been built by others within society, within like work frames, within relationships, dynamics, this doesn't set well with you because it's not reflective of what you truly believe. And so you're actually pulling away from a lot of that. We've got the hawk here, which is really about the higher perspective, focusing in on the details and being able to see things for what they truly are. Yeah. So there's this piece of that's what you're separating and pulling yourself away from. And that's where the stepping out. It's not I'm trying to, like, I'm shoving it in your face. I'm not going to be like this and I'm not doing this. And so I'm being really obnoxious and rambunctious. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because that's called for sometimes. Okay. But this is really about just creating a separation energetically from that. And I want to say it doesn't feel like you're really having to tell people, because we got the swords, they're all pointed down. You're not communicating this with anybody. You are just doing this. Okay. This is you just living your life by your own truth. And people inherently will see. They see this. You're working on this is the momentum that's driving you, but what you're really having to work on with this momentum and what they're suggesting and recommending during this death process, because obviously the death process is, the death to an old cycle, an old pattern, an old way of being, an old lens, and the resurgence or rebirth, as in the phoenix, of something new in its place, right? So the death always marks an ending, but always marks a beginning. And they want to talk about and focus on the positive mental habits that will be required of you during this process, okay? I know a lot of people always want to focus on, and we will touch on the fact that Seven of Pentacles or Seven of Swords can really be about deception and having to look out for yourself and be wary of people. But I take this on the side of the reader as you're the one that's going generally in the general tarot. It's like going into enemy camp or going into any other army's camp and kind of sizing it up, seeing how you stand in regards to that and what you would need to do to kind of level the playing field, right? It's really about what I need to do to keep and maintain my momentum and what it is that I need, my good energy, and that usually comes from positive mental habits. It's because the one place, once you start getting on this healing journey, the one place you will find that any energy will ever be able to penetrate you. When you finally know what your truth is and you begin to exercise it, they have no other realm left but the mental realm to try and pry their way back in, and then to disengage you from understanding and knowing what your truth is. And I always say that once you know yourself truly, genuinely, when you know who you are at the core and what your truth is, that's when you step back into your divinity, okay? You are no longer separated from that. And so the only way left, the only avenue that's possible when you have reached that point in your healing process and stepping into your own, is to try and intervene in the mental realm. Now, we could talk about, this could be people, this could be energies, this could be whatever. It doesn't fucking matter in this scenario, because what they're asking you to do is during this process, you really need to set yourself up with positive mental habits, doing what is necessary so that you don't get pulled, being very aware and I don't want to say wary, but aware of your thought processes and when other energies are interjecting and what is and isn't your own. Are you buying into anything that's illusory or not? Because after the Seven of Swords is the Eight of Swords. When you begin to create these scenarios and give weight to things that are not your truth, you know what I'm saying? And then feeling stuck and blocked because you're not quite sure, giving too much weight to things that aren't real necessarily. And it is you yourself that's giving it that power, okay? And so set yourself up mentally to know that you are in the right, that this is what's driving and this is what's your momentum. And I want to say that this is a space of there's not judgment here. I want to say whatever this is that might potentially try to come in would be something that would attempt to make you feel guilty or judged for this separation and get you to question if this is actually in your best interest. Okay? And so they want you to be aware of your thoughts, aware of what is yours and what is not during this process, because your positive mental habits will help the rebirth of what is to come, your new life, exponentially. But we need to get a little more guidance on this. I'm feeling... I'm going to use the Angelarium, Oracle of Emanations. All right. Now, certain Oracle decks I like to read from. Some people don't like that. I do, because I really like to kind of give my respect to the creator. These cards can be heavily infused with the energy and intentions of the creator, and sometimes they can say it better than anything that I could articulate. Doesn't mean that I don't still utilize, oops. I actually don't feel like that was supposed to come out, but that was me dropping it. Sorry. And I still utilize intuition and channeling, but this is really about guidance during this process. All right. Smikiel, Angel of Vengeance. Don't laugh at me. They don't have this shit in like alphabetical order and stuff. So sometimes I'm flipping through and I'm like, what? When the time comes, we all call its name. It is ever the instinct in our throat when we seek retribution. We choke on it even when we languish in every syllable. But those who call on Smikiel without cause will have harm fall back upon them threefold. It is the way of Smikiel's sword, cutting in both directions. While we will gird our fragile hearts against being hurt, pain will make its attempts on us by any means necessary. What did I say? It is in our soul to survive at all cost. Seven of Swords. Doing everything you can to maintain that sense of calm that you finally achieved. Seven of Swords comes on the heels of the Six of Swords, going from the choppy waters to the calm waters. Really getting into the positive mental habits and seeing the truth of the situation and positioning yourself so that you can continue to be successful. That's what you do. But if you're not careful in doing so, you may resort to means that will literally cause you to backslide. You ever been in a scenario, and I'm going to finish reading this, a scenario with a person, especially narcissists, or people who are very well-versed in narcissistic behavior, let's put it that way. I don't ever want to label somebody in totality unless I 100% know. However, you ever have someone mention or say something enough or push you to the point where you have to establish such a boundary where sometimes you lose your grounding and then go, see, I knew it. This is how you're the real problem. This is you're not really ready for that. You ever get to a place where you start to change and evolve and people want to so make you remember who you used to be and put you back in that energy, so they will do things and incite things to you and create chaos and conflict just so you will finally react. And when you do, they feel they have the evidence that you never even changed, and it's really just them trying to make it okay that they haven't addressed the things within them because they can't stand the fact that you are evolving, that they can't hold you into that old energy anymore. People fucking do this shit. As you're evolving and you're stepping out and you're pulling away from the things that haven't served you, they will try to make you the enemy. It is in our soul to survive at all costs, even if it means violence. Try to resist the urges of your barbed heart. Samikil knows not forgiveness. Do not become that which you are trying to break free from in the process of stepping out. Energies will come for you during this death process because they know that there will be a rebirth, a new beginning. Do what is necessary to position yourself to be in such a mindset, a positive mindset, that they cannot penetrate the evolution. They can't pull you out of, or they can't, because they can't ever really pull you out. You allow them to do that. But don't ever allow them to position themselves where you begin to give what they say and believe more weight than your own. Okay? Okay. Be aware. All right. I hope this helps. I hope this sheds some light on things. You have the power in this stepping out. Nobody can take it away from you unless you give it to them. Remember that. Much love to you today. I hope this was beneficial. Check back for further readings.